and welcome to the Visionary VA podcast, the go-to show for ambitious virtual assistants who are ready to stop trading their time for money and start scaling their businesses into thriving agencies. I'm Holly Copsey, founder of the award-winning agency Virtually Priceless and the Visionary VA Circle community. Each week, I'm here to bring you actionable strategies, proven systems, and mindset shifts to help you transition from a solo VA to a visionary agency owner. If you're ready to grow your business to dizzying new heights with less stress and more success, you're in the right place. Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Visionary VA podcast. This episode is going out on Boxing Day in the UK, so I hope you've enjoyed the Christmas festivities and are taking a well-earned break from your business over the holiday period. For me, this time of year isn't just about celebrating. It's also a rare chance to pause and reflect. It's the only time of year that work tends to go quiet as clients close their businesses, the teams take some well-deserved time off, and we get to hang out at home, see family and friends, and have some proper downtime. It's a great opportunity to reflect on the past year, to make sure you rest and recharge, and then focus on your goals for the start of a new year. This year, I'm spending a few days away in the sun, but when I'm at home, I like to get outside and spend time outdoors as much as possible. It's where I can really let my mind run free. So take some time to do what works for you. Wrap up and go for a nice long hike, or get cozy under a blanket in front of the fire and just sit with your thoughts. Have you had a chance to take stock of 2024? Take a moment now to ask yourself, what went well in 2024? What didn't? And what lessons can you carry forward into 2025? By now, you likely have some goals for 2025 in mind. If not, don't worry, take a moment this week to map them out. And if you're feeling stuck, go back to episode 5 where I break down a simple goal setting process to help you get clarity and direction. But goals are only half the story. The other question I like to ask myself is, what's going to be different about this year? Because if we keep doing the same things, we're going to see the same results. To achieve new outcomes, you have to become a new version of yourself and keep making those tiny improvements. This quiet time is ideal for doing the inner work that will set the stage for your next level of growth. If you've followed me for a while, you'll often have heard me talking about mindset and how dedicating time to mastering it is the foundation of your success. So, it's time to shift the focus from what you want to who you need to become to achieve those goals. For example, if your goal is to run a marathon, you need to become someone who runs at least 3 times a week, every single week. So try asking yourself a few reflective questions, such as, are you leading your business like a CEO? If not, where are you falling down, and what growth do you need to make on a personal level to become a better leader? Are you making excuses or stepping out of your comfort zone? If you're not regularly feeling uncomfortable and facing up to your fears, you're probably avoiding the very thing which will help you make a big shift in your business. For me, some of the bigger, more obvious fears have been things like being on camera, making videos, and speaking on stage. All things that now I'm pretty confident with, but a few years ago, honestly, would have categorically refused to do. Some of the less obvious, but perhaps more important skills I developed were being brave enough to turn work away, or parting ways with clients who aren't a good fit for my business. If you've been a VA for a while, these last two will probably resonate, as it's a lesson most of us learn as we've worked with the wrong clients, but gained confidence in our abilities and prioritised our values along the way. I still hate having to deal with difficult situations with team members. Giving someone tough feedback or having to let them go can be awful, but it's part and parcel of running a bigger business and a management skill you just have to learn to develop. When I first started working with a therapist, one of the biggest breakthroughs for me was realizing how often I framed challenges as personal failures. I blamed myself for a failed marriage and worried I was failing my children because I was so focused on growing my business. I was scared I'd fail at running my business because I'd never done it before and it grew quickly, which I wasn't prepared for. But those narratives weren't serving me. They were holding me back. By shifting my inner dialogue to focus on learning and growth, I discovered that what felt like failure was just part of the process. Now, when those thoughts creep in, I remind myself I'm doing my best and I'm learning every day. That shift has been transformational for both my business and my personal life. I'm sure you're all familiar with the acronym for FAIL, which is First Attempt in Learning. I think about this often when those thoughts about failure still enter my head. Do I get it right all the time? Of course not, but neither does anyone. And if your intentions are good, your values are strong, and every day you're trying to be better than the day before, then you're winning. I certainly don't have it all figured out, but I try not to make excuses and blame others. Instead, I try to take responsibility, hold myself accountable, and put my thoughts and efforts into learning new skills, thinking differently, and trying new approaches. What are your mindset roadblocks? Have you recognized particular areas where you procrastinate and avoid doing the very thing that will move the needle? Try to listen to any negative self-talk and think about how you could approach this differently or turn it around to work to your advantage. So, how do you go about building a growth mindset? Well, it's a journey, and you start with proactively changing the way you approach life. It's about embracing challenges and using them as opportunities to learn more or do things differently next time. It's about persevering through setbacks, not giving up, but instead using them as motivation to keep going. It's about using criticism as an opportunity to improve and seeing effort as a path to mastery. We can look to the success of others as a source of inspiration, whether that's a business person, a sports person, or someone in your local community. Who doesn't love to hear the success stories of underdogs who've endured real hardship and come out winning? Surround yourself with people who inspire you and motivate you. And if they don't exist in your family or friendship circles, go out and find them. You have the whole world at your fingertips on your phone or keyboard, and there are plenty of online communities you can join, including the Visionary VA Circle community on Facebook, of course, but where others will support you and encourage you along the way. Only you can do the inner work, whether that's journaling, meditating, reading business or self-help books, working with a coach or mentor, or maybe even starting therapy. Just deciding to shake things up and take control of your future is a huge step, but it doesn't have to be a big, massive leap. You can just make tiny incremental improvements, and it's amazing how your thoughts and actions will change over time. If you want to lead like a CEO and really step into that role, find interviews, articles, podcasts with the CEOs you find inspiring and learn from them. If you dedicate a few hours a week to these activities and maybe swap out an evening of Netflix or attach them to activities like housework or walking the dog, you can cultivate a growth mindset and help yourself to stay accountable to your goals. So over this holiday period, it's time to reflect, check those goals are in place, and to start thinking about what you need to change. Ask yourself what you need to do to step into the right mindset and up your game. Let's make 2025 the year you take charge of your mindset, embrace growth, and achieve your biggest goals yet. If you need support along the way, remember you're not alone. Join the Visionary VA community and let's grow together. I'm excited for you and I hope you are too.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Visionary VA podcast. I hope you're walking away with fresh ideas and inspiration to scale your VA business. Don't forget to check out our free mini course on building solid business foundations, perfect for setting your VA agency up for success without the overwhelm. You'll find the link in the show notes. If you enjoyed the show, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a review. See you next week.